Thank you, Brian. Let's take a closer look at yesterday's results and what it means for November. Morgan Lyon-Cotti, the Associate Director of the Hinckley Institute of Politics at the U, is joining us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. As we're taking a look at those results, anything super surprising?
The thing that's really standing out is the turnout. We don't have the statewide numbers, but it looks like the turnout for Salt Lake County will be at least 39%. That is high for any primary, especially a midterm primary.
And a primary where there weren't a lot of questions. We kind of knew going in how things would kind of fall out. So what do you think was part of the reasoning why people decided, hey, you know what, I'm going to get involved and cast my vote?
Vote by mail certainly helps. There's nationwide studies that show, especially in primary and maybe low salient elections, that getting that ballot in the mail, it doing the work for you, telling you what you're supposed to be voting on, giving you those names, that really helps. And the last time we saw turnout even sort of close to this high was back in 1992 when we had an open Senate seat, an open governor's seat, and several congressional seats. So the fact that we had some of these higher profile races, people get excited to vote in those.
And let's speak about the higher profile races, because a lot of eyes across the country on the state of Utah because of Senator Orrin Hatch's seat and the fact that Mitt Romney is getting back into politics. So kind of talk about how he really is a big figure in our election this year.
He really is, and it's interesting. Utahns have had opportunities to vote for him several other times in presidential primaries and then, of course, in the 2012 presidential election. And Utahns have shown through polling and then when they turn out at the polls that they support him, they're excited about his candidacy, and they want to turn out and vote.
Okay, so as we look towards November, anything interesting we should be keeping our eyes on?
You know, we have a lot of contested races, especially at the lower levels. We had a lot of legislative primaries last night, and we might see some tight races in those local races.
Which are very important. And of course, we're watching Mia Love coming up against Ben McAdams. That'll be another big one.
That'll be the one that the entire nation is really watching. That will probably be Utah's closest race, especially at the congressional level, and we should expect to see outside money, tough debates, and some pretty intense politicking.
And right now, the numbers are pretty close.
They're really close. They're, depending on the poll, they're between 5 and 7 points, which is within the margin of error for most of these congressional polls. And so right now, we're still very far from November, but it will probably heat up even more so.
Okay, we'll be watching. Morgan Lyon-Cotti from the Hinckley Institute of Politics. Thank you so much. Of course, if you'd like to learn more about what they're doing there up at the University of Utah, you can find their website on oursgoodforutah.com/GMU. And once again, we are your local election headquarters. You can count on us to keep you informed about the primary races and the general election later this year. You can find a full list of results online at goodforutah.com/politics.